three of them, just to get a quick idea of what you're looking like. So, generally, I'll just give a quick run-through of each matchup. Against Protoss, you want to play fairly aggressively, and you want to attack off 3 bases. So, the general opening is a 2 medevac timing, where you move out, scare the Protoss, hopefully deny a 3rd base, and then you expand behind it. And off 3 bases, you do a lot of drops and attacks and harassment and that sort of thing. And then eventually you'll get ghosts and Vikings and a 4th base and this type of thing. So that's Protoss. Zerg is a race you need to play more passively against, and you have to do very calculated pushes where you drop on one side of the map and you push toward the other side of the map. And you have to kind of spread Zerg out. And Terran is a very, very positional matchup, TVT. And it usually comes down to siege tank positioning. And it's just overall a very, very tough matchup to plan for. But Bio is a lot easier to play than Mech, I think. Alright, so I'm looking at your at this first game. It's a TVZ, and you opt for a 1 barracks expansion. It is normal and preferred to put your command center down and then build a bunker. There's just not too much you need to be worried about early on if you scout. So double racks, double gas, eBay factory, missing an orbital at the natural, and the turret is not altogether necessary, so just minor things. So you get some medevacs out, go do a drop, okay.
The main reason I did the turret is I got burned the last time.
By something burrowed?
Yeah.
Alright, so I see what you mean here. Like, you're down 80 supply after your initial opening fail. So you're basically dead at this point. 40 supply to 125. So I'll hop out of this game. And take a look at 1 or 2 more. TVP on Daybreak. One important concept is unit retention. The threat of drops and attacks is as powerful as the actual drops themselves. So it's much better to lift up and fly away in a dangerous situation than it is to kill a few drones and lose your units. Okay, depot, barracks, depot, 2nd barracks, orbital command, that's good. So early on you're playing, looks like you're going for like a 1 base timing push, double gas. Okay, so you go 3 racks into expand with a factory. Good SCV production and fairly good tech. eBay. And medevacs come out and do a drop. Alright, I've seen enough. So, well, in that game you ended up going for like a starport transition. I would caution you not to do that and just stick with a very simple, just Marine Marauder medevac. You can play that all game long, and then the late game tech of Ghosts and Vikings when you have a really good economy. So, your build orders are... they're not optimized, but you are doing a good thing in expanding and teching up to medevacs. Could be a little bit smoother. The best way to expand is 10 depot, 12 barracks, orbital command, like you've been doing, and then you build 1 Marine and expand right away on 16 supply. And that will make a big, big difference in how many units you can actually get out over the course of the game. So I'm going to hop onto Hawks and open up my stream chat and see if I can find an opponent for you to play. Force Water, do you want to play? Alright, I am hopping on to Heart of the Swarm, and I'll invite you to a party. Host the game on Daybreak and send you an invite. Alright, you guys good to go?
Yep.
So there are a couple different things in Heart of the Swarm that will take getting used to. Each race has got some new units. There's the Mothership Core, Terran has Hellbats, Zerg has Swarm Hosts and Vipers, but Terran still does the same basic stuff as in Wings of Liberty. So it's not too different. Marine Medevac Tank will be your core composition in TVZ and TVT. Tanks are not recommended against Protoss. They're just a little bit too slow, and they don't do very well against Colossus. So I have just your vision on. So I'll attempt to coach you as best I can. So your depot, as usual, will be on 10, and your barracks will come up after that. Oh, one thing I meant to ask you. Do you hotkey your buildings and your army?
Yes.
Good. That's really good. Go ahead and start an SCV. So, I want you to scout after your barracks finishes with that SCV that's building the barracks. So that racks will finish. You'll build one Marine and start your orbital command. And with your next 400 minerals, start a CC at the expansion. And from here on out, that barracks should be churning out SCVs, non-stop SCVs, or Marines, and non-stop SCVs as well. So you'll need to start a supply depot. And now you'll put up a bunker at the front.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Okay, so you got a good scout in. And drop a mule at your mineral line. Good stuff. So now +2 barracks when you get the money, without cutting SCVs or Marines. So you'll go up to 3 barracks and then start your second orbital command at your natural. Good. You can load up your bunker at the front. And take 2 gases in your main base. Good SCV production and good Marine production. Keep that up. There's 2 idle SCVs at your natural expansion. Those guys can go mine. And stick a couple more SCVs in each refinery. So far, very nice job. You're going to need another depot and 1 tech lab on one of your barracks. Perfect. And you can drop mules as you accumulate energy at your natural. And transfer a few SCVs so you're mining equally at both bases. So with your tech lab finishing, start STIM. And keep building Marines. And supply depots. You can build depots 2 at a time. That's perfectly fine. And now you start a factory. Excellent. And you can add 2 more barracks. Okay, there's a mothership core, which is a new HOTS unit in the main. It only takes like 3 Marines to kill it, but I would shoot that down.
Our SCVs are under attack.
And you can start 3 or 4 supply depots and a couple more barracks. So when your factory finishes, you'll build a starport right next to it. Teching toward medevacs. Good job on the unit production. You've had Marines going non-stop. That's really good. Factory builds a reactor that will be for the starport. Excellent. And you can build add-ons on your barracks now. 2 reactors, 2 tech labs is fine. Keep on building depots and start researching combat shields. Put 2 SCVs in the right refinery, 2 more, so that one gets up to 3. And keep building Marines and medevacs. So now you have a lot of money, and that's never a good thing. So try to build a bunch of shit. Just build anything, like a bunch of depots, queue up a bunch of units, 6 more barracks, another command center, just like any way you can. And then when your medevacs come out, you can push across the map with your entire army on hotkey 1. Okay, very nice spending. That's good stuff. So go ahead and go attack the Protoss with your medevac and Marines. And just
all of them, or
yeah, go straight across the map and head toward his watchtower. And you can rally your barracks over to his watchtower. So this is the part of TVP where you start attacking and you never stop attacking. So also rally your starport over to his watchtower. You're doing a really good job on Marine and SCV production. So if you have the energy, go ahead and scan the Protoss natural expansion and see what he's got. Go ahead and scan again over his army, just to see if he has Colossus or anything. Alright, I would push up and attack, and I would just stim your units in and do some trades at the natural. And during the attack, you can unload that medevac. Yeah, perfect. Just stim in and start unloading that medevac. And you can push all the way up into his main base. Those forges are a really good target. And probes as well. Nice. Alright, so this game, the attack worked. It won't always work. When the Protoss has Colossus and he's got enough stuff to defend your attack, that's when the transition comes into play, which is what you're struggling with. So the transition, there's 3 keys to it. Number 1, a 3rd command center. Number 2, upgrades. Double engineering bay for attack and armor upgrades. Really, really important. And number 3, just adding more production, and so you can keep your money down. Because once you get on 3 bases, your income skyrockets. So it takes like, you can probably support 12 to 15 barracks on 3 bases. All right, running back, forest water. I'll create a game on Cloud Kingdom. So, Protoss, you can just attack straight up. Zerg, you cannot. Against Zerg, drops are a lot more effective than straight up attacks. So when your medevacs come out in this game, you'll load them both up and send them to separate locations to drop.
Okay.
So one toward his main, one toward his natural, or his third. And you're also going to take a third base much faster in this game. And definitely wall in. TVZ is a wall in matchup. But everything else can be just about the same. The expansion can go down on 16 off of 1 barracks. And plus 2 barracks, double gas, etc. The scout timing can be the same. Alright, my goal for you this game is to never let your minerals go over 1,500. So if you start to get over 1,000, spend on anything. You pretty much can't go wrong unless you build, like, engineering base. Alright, and that you can scout about now, and then your command center will start pretty soon. And that can be built down at the natural. And go ahead and start up a depot pretty soon. Right about now is fine. And a bunker. You can drop a mule in your mineral lines. Put that bunker a little bit closer to your CC. I would cancel it and move it back a little bit. Just so you can repair if you need to. And you can add a couple barracks and then a couple gas. Good. So when that second command center finishes, morph it to an orbital and transfer a couple SCVs down there. And start up one more refinery in your main. And you can make a tech lab on that last finishing barracks. And keep building depots. So your next building is going to be your factory, and then quickly followed up by a command center. You get the third much earlier in this matchup. Okay, good. Stim can go down at the tech lab. Good SCV production, good marine production. Low energy on the orbitals. That's all good stuff. And now you can start add-ons on your 2 barracks. Build a couple of reactors. And now you can start your 3rd command center. And your port as usual. And you do want tanks in this matchup, so you can build a tech lab on the factory, and the starport can build the reactor separately. Plus 2 reactors on your barracks. Nice. Money's getting a little bit high, so spend it on stuff. Couple refineries at your natural. More supply depots, more barracks. You can start building tanks out of your factory. And a couple engineering bays for your bio upgrades. Okay, so far very nice job. So now, fairly soon your medevacs will come out, and you'll go do a drop. And that's your way of interacting. But you also want to secure your 3rd base. That's your next milestone in this build, is taking that 3rd.
Which one?
The one to the left. And your command center will be an orbital command at that 3rd base. You can start upgrades and medevacs. And keep building SCVs. I would transfer about half your SCVs from your main to your 3rd. And keep building depots and barracks. You can go up to about 12 barracks. Perfectly fine.
Base is under attack.
Good, good, good. Your tech lab can research combat shields. And you're lingering up at 1,000 minerals. Get that down to like 300. And you can send some units over to your 3rd base to defend it. Very good. You can build like 9 depots, no problem. Perfectly fine. And supply drops are fine. Go ahead and scan the Zerg's main base, and you're looking for a spire. So he has a spire. So you're going to want 2 turrets per mineral line. Alright, 1,200 minerals. Spend, spend, spend. Get that down. Bunch of barracks, bunch of depots. This is where your economy explodes. So you have to start spending like crazy to keep your money down. A lot of racks, a lot of units, a lot of depots. Awesome. Really good. Queuing up units is fine. More medevacs. So now go do a double drop. One at his main, one at his natural. Send a couple units to take over your watchtower. And keep building depots and barracks. Start your armory for +2/+2. Overall, really good job so far. Just keep cranking out that army. And the double drop is going to be sick. You can take over your watchtower with 3 or 4 Marines and build like 4 more barracks. Very nice. You've done a good job keeping your money low. Really good job on that. So, drops are going in. Excellent. And start 2/2 upgrades when you have a chance at your E-base. You actually have, yeah, there you go. Nice, very nice. I would build a few more barracks, and you're getting close to the like 2/2 push out timing. So you want to max out and hit 2/2, and that's when you attack. That's kind of the timing you attack Zerg. So keep the depot production, keep dropping mules or supply drops. A couple of your orbitals are maxed out on energy. And try to max out in the next 30 seconds. Keep that money low. More production, more depots, supply drops are good. Alright, so 2/2 is about 30 seconds away. So get your army on a hotkey, your entire army on a hotkey. And what you're going to do is send 1 drop to his natural expansion, and then with the rest of your army, push his right side base. So you're going to spread him out. So that drop wants to go to the left. That one died. That's fine. Fill up another one and send it. So set up that drop and then take the rest of your army and push out an attack. Very nice. You got a lot of depots. That's excellent. Your army is hotkeyed on 1, so head toward his exposed base. And as you're doing this, throw down like 10 barracks really quickly. And then go watch the fight.
Mineral field depleted.
Excellent. Now pull your main army together and then drop his natural. Perfect. So you want to attack that right-hand base with your main army as you drop the nat. Perfect. And go ahead and stim your main army and siege up your tanks.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, now go home and macro. Build units in all your barracks. You can hotkey all your additional barracks on 4. And you can rally them all to your army.
Mineral field depleted.
Good. And you can start 3-3 upgrades as you get the gas and start to push into Zerg's next base. So instead of taking your entire army for this part of it, just poke up with some Marines, like 20 or so, and you want to bait him to attack into your siege tanks, which are in siege mode. Good. And stim. Nice. And you can push in and clean up. Good, you got +3 attack on the way. And you're maxed out. This is a good spot to be. I would load up a couple drops and drop him in his main base, just to be kind of annoying. And you can keep pushing into his nat. So, the spawning pool is a priority target in general, and drones, of course, are always good.
Field depleted.
Alright, now take a sweep of your base and just pull out any... Alright. There you go, nice job. Well played. So, as you can see, once your 3 base economy kicks in, you get a ridiculous income.
So, yeah, that was kind of hard to manage.
Yeah, it is hard. You have to like consciously be ready for it, because it's your economy just explodes. You know, you get so many minerals. Very nice game. So the drops were the best thing that you did that game. Mm-hmm. I think dropping is probably the best element of your gameplay. So I would say when you practice, try to drop as much as possible. Your drops were really good. It's a lot easier to drop than it is to defend drops. So keep dropping, and adding production needs to happen a little bit faster once you get your 3rd base up.
Right.
Otherwise, very good. And I think we can get one more game in about 15 minutes. I think we can do it.
Yeah, the one thing that I've never thought about is drops, separating the 2 drops like that. Usually if I drop, it's usually I take 2 and I drop at one end, and then my next drop I'll hit another side. Yeah,
it's good to do a combination of both. Like, if you're trying to take out tech buildings, you'll want, like, 2 dropships. But spreading them out is usually going to be the better play. It's so difficult to defend drops in multiple areas. It's really, really tough. Because Zerg has their entire army on one hotkey, so they'll go after one, but the other drop will usually get through. Alright, I'm going to make one more game on... play TVT on... Antigua. Antigua's a good map. Okay. TVT, you can open up very similar. You can do a Marine medevac kind of timing. Drops are pretty good in TVT. Basically, you want to build only Marines if your opponent is going bio, and only Marauders if your opponent is going mech. But that's kind of the biggest... response you have to make.
Okay.
Do you ever open up Reaper?
Never have before.
Okay. Reapers are good on this map, so you might want to keep your early Marines in your main base, at least a couple of them. Reapers are pretty popular in TVT on this map. So you'll open up the same way, just a 16cc into 3 barracks. That opening is really solid in all 3 matchups. Eventually, once you get to Diamond and Masters, you'll start to work in Hellions against Zerg, and maybe try playing Mech against Terran. But up until like Masters, this opening is really good, just because it's very straightforward and it works. It works.
Additional supply depots required.
So this map is forced cross spawn, so he's in the bottom left. And in TVT, I actually like to scout quite a bit earlier than the other 2 matchups. I would send out a scout about now. And hotkey that scout on 2, so you can bounce to it quickly if you need to. And just for practice, bounce back and forth a couple times to the SCV, then back to the main, so you can just get the feel for it a little bit. Alright, Marine, Orbital Command, and then Command Center. And now is when you want to watch your scout a little bit and guide that in. Good, very good. And see if he's taken a gas. That's very important. No gas. So he's expanding just like you are. So you can throw down that CC and you don't have to worry about Reapers.
Upgrade complete.
And depot number 2. And you actually do not need a bunker in this matchup, because you're both building the same stuff, so the travel time will make your army stronger. Okay, good on the hotkeys. Add 2 barracks, very nice, as per usual. And then a couple of gases. So in this matchup, you'll get combat shields before stim. And you'll get your reactors pretty early on. Alright, double gas. Excellent. And it's good to have your Marines hotkeyed as 1, just out of habit. Start a tech lab and take your army to the watchtower. TVT is a very positional matchup, and controlling that watchtower is huge. So perfect, got the tech lab. That will be combat shields first. Got the mules, and put 2 SCVs per refinery. There was a small engagement at the watchtower. You can pull back. Good. Start up combat shields and keep making SCVs. So after combat shields, you'll get 2 reactors on your barracks, so they'll have to move. And your factory can go down. Really, really good job on depots and SCVs. Keep it up on the SCV production. And take both gases at your natural. So you'll be on 4 refineries total. And that's so you can afford medevacs and tanks. Both are really important in this matchup. Now you can start building depots 2 at a time. And you can put reactors on all your barracks, except for the tech lab one.
Research.
When you have the money, start a starport and a reactor on the factory. Good. And research STIM. And get that starport on the way. That fell through the cracks.
Add-on complete.
Alright, good job on production. Marines and SCVs, very good. Keep building depots. And you can scan his main base to see if he's going bio or mech. That'd be a worthy scan.
A little low on energy right now.
Okay. And you can put down a couple eBays and a 3rd command center. That's going to be your transition, is taking a 3rd and adding more production. You want your economy to explode and have the production to spend it. You have some idle depot SCVs. He's pushing out, not to be too worried about that. you've got an equally big army, but keep producing Marines and medevacs. And then spend any way you can. Barracks, command centers, bunch of depots, queue up a bunch of units.
Research complete.
Alright, third is on the way. You can start your upgrades and start your medevacs. Good. And you've got your money low. It's about 700. That's good. You can add some more barracks. In a mirror matchup like this, whoever builds more units is going to win the battle. So it comes down to macro. There's a drop going into your main. So pull back about 12 Marines to deal with it, not your entire army. Good. And keep producing. You'll need some more depots at 134. You can drop a supply if you have energy. And stim those units. Good. That should clean that up. So keep building medevacs, and when you hit 1-1 upgrades, you're going to push across and try to attack him. And have the same pattern as the TVZs, where you drop his main and push his base. Same exact attack pattern. Good. Yeah, 2 drops is fine. And they can be separate or the same. Good stim. Alright, lost the battle, so keep macroing and take a look at that dropship. That'll need to do some damage. A lot of SCV damage. And your third base should probably be a planetary fortress. It's a little bit exposed.
Mineral field depleted.
Alright, great. Your marine production is looking good. You could add like 4 more barracks. And transfer some SCVs from your main to your third. Perfect. So dropping is your best gameplay. I would keep doing that. I would send out like 2 more drops on kind of safer routes. So go kind of high with the left one and low with the right one.
Our SCVs are under attack. Our SCVs are under attack.
Good. And there's a few Marines in your main. You can clean that up. So now you're going to want to transition into factories. Ooh, repair the planetary. Nice.
Additional supply
And you can drop your drops. Nice.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Okay, those drops are good. You can leave those be and just go back to your base.
Base is under
Build some more depots.
additional supply depots.
Um, return to mining at your planetary.
Additional supply depots required.
And build an armory for +2/+2. Attack at the natural.
Additional supply depots required. Base is under attack.
Yeah, it looks like he has a little bit too much stuff. You've got a little army at the bottom of your main base
Base
you can
is
use,
under attack.
but it might be too late. So set your rally points back into your base so you can build up an army. But yeah, it looks like too much.
Yeah.
GG. Pretty well played. So in all three matchups, the transition to this bio play is 2-2 and a third base. So that's the key transition that you were probably missing from your play before this lesson. So when you next practice and play ladder, try to incorporate those two things, the double upgrades and the third base, and then all you need to do is keep your money down and you're playing a pretty good TV whatever, a pretty good Terran. So third CC, upgrades, and drops.
Okay.
Do you have any final questions for me before we wrap up?
No, that's about it right now.
All right, awesome. Thanks for the getting the coaching from me. I really appreciate the business. And
Yeah.
let me know if you have any questions down the road or have any replays you want me to take a look at.
We'll definitely do. Thank you very much.
Have a good night, man. Bye.
You too.
All right, good matches. Thanks to Force Water for playing some really nice games. Really appreciate that. 3 really good games. I know you weren't going 100%, but I mean that's good because you're like your masters, so it wouldn't have been even close, and so it wouldn't be very helpful. But I'm gonna go say hi to my roommates who have just been kind of hanging out as I've been doing shit all day. Oops. Yeah, a couple of very nice games. Yeah, I really appreciate Forest Water playing and helping out. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a session for today, I think, and just take it easy for a couple hours, and maybe might stream some chess later on tonight.